All right. So how do I participate? Number one, if you can, attend city council meetings. We have links to the calendar. You can go to the calendar. On that calendar, there will be a link to attend via Zoom or in person. They're currently in person in council chambers in City Hall. Where are council chambers? You walk in City Hall and council chambers are just to your left, right there on the first floor. You don't need to go anywhere else in the building. Walk in the door, go to city council chambers. The Zoom link can be tricky to find it. If you can't find it, ask someone, message. Most of us are on Facebook. Message a council member and say, I'm looking for the Zoom link. I can't find it. Yep, you need to do that. You can submit a comment. You can currently email a comment. It will not be read. I'm really sorry to say that, but it will not be read. It is supposed to be entered into the record, and it should appear on the minutes, and it should be shared with every council member, and you should receive some kind of follow-up to your comment, particularly if you answered a question. Notice I said the word should because it doesn't happen very often, but we need to keep pushing on that. Important things, try to keep your comments to 2 or 3 minutes. Sometimes that's strictly enforced. Sometimes it isn't. It depends on how long the meeting goes. Also, it's really important to state right up front that you are a resident. They will often ask you for where you live, for your street address. If you're not comfortable giving out your street address, at least say, I live on 3rd Street in Midtown, or I live on Dairy Street in South Allison Hill, or just give out a cross street. I'm at 18th and Holly, where we had a shooting yesterday. Those kinds of things. There's a link for the public comment. And if you can, do a both and. Email your comment and come to a meeting and read it in person or read it via Zoom. And bring someone with you. Bring your neighbor. Bring your kids. I encourage people to bring their children, especially older children. It is important for them to learn what this process is. And if you have a child who wants to speak, let them speak in public comments. We need to hear from those children. An important part of my own formation as a citizen was that my parents took us to the polls with them and took us into the voting booth. And so we saw how voting worked. We understood that. So by the time my sister and I were old enough to register to vote, we were ready and waiting to do that. We need to model this for our kids, and they need to see us do this. Just talk to as many people as you can. And this is really important because it is how we build capacity for the future. Hopefully, there are folks out here who are going to work on this project and are working on this project that in 2, 4, or 6 years will want to run for city council, that we will want them to run for city council, that we will identify people and say, you know what, you're the person that we need to represent us, so we can break this cycle of somebody waking up one day, particularly white people, waking up and saying, hey, I want to be on city council, and not having ever been grounded in the community. This is the way that we do that. This is the way that we find people and that we raise up candidates.